Smith and Nelson in the morning on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Smith and Nelson on your Friday. Montana's country leader, 94.9 KYSS FM. Friday weather, a high in the mid-50s. Kind of as we've seen the last day or so. And as we'll see again tomorrow. Expected to see a high of about 55. Sunday, a little bit better, though, into the low 60s. And by Monday, upper 60s. We check weather for your morning from Claim Jumper Casino.
That's right. Great food and entertainment come together at the Claim Jumper Casino, 3021 Brooks, Missoula, next to Southgate Mall.
All right. Nashville news with your Music City 60 here in just moments. Earth Day today. Pretty handy article on our website and our KYSS FM mobile app.
Yeah, best ways to recycle, reduce, reuse in Missoula for Earth Day.
And it kind of just goes through each of those different categories.
Yeah.
And gives you examples of different things that are around town that you can use to the Earth's benefit.
Absolutely, yeah. Just for recycling in Missoula, kind of going through all the different options that you have for recycling, like the Missoula Recycling Center, which I use all the time. I say all the time. You do a weekly trip?
Pretty much.
Mine's more like a monthly trip.
Pretty much on, maybe it's every other week. But
yeah.
Pretty much it's either every weekend or every other weekend. Part of the reason being is like these little receptacles we have are so
Sure.
tiny that they fill up so fast, especially having kids. But yeah, we go and take all the what do they take? Aluminum, tin, cardboard, office paper. I think
it's pretty much like everything except for glass. I'm pretty sure
glass and plastic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When you think of recycling, those are kind of those are two pretty big items there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird to be like all the recycling here and then glass and plastic.
Yeah.
I can't recycle that. Okay.
That is a little strange. But the way we do it is we have anytime we get boxes delivered to the house or whatever, we'll just put them next to our fridge. And then once it starts piling up and it's starting to spill over, it's yep. I guess it's time to go to the recycling center.
Time for a trip. Pacific Recycling, steel and recycling company, scrap metal and stuff.
Sure.
Montana. Computer recycling or e-recycling, I guess some would call it.
So that's all kinds of electronic stuff that you're not even really sure what to do with. They will take care of.
We did a big old purge here in the building 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Someone kind of finally went through one of these old closet rooms we have here, and it was just these old crazy computers and just all this old technology. We piled it all up.
But the closet has probably not been open since 1998 or something.
We piled it all up in our lobby, and for about 3 or 4 days, every time you'd walk in or out of the building, it was like this graveyard of old ancient electronics. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they come and pick that stuff up. Recycling works. I'm learning a little something here new for the morning because, like I said, we use the other place, the
recycling center.
Recycling center. We were just saying no plastic, no glass. I didn't realize that there was a recycling works where you can do glass.
Yeah, apparently it's the only recycling place in Missoula that does do glass.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to set glass aside and make a separate trip.
There you go.
Because I learned about it here this morning. Apparently they're a compost collector too.
Oh, pretty cool.
That's just under the recycling category.
That's right. We still got the reducing, the reusing, all that kind of stuff, which you can check out more details on that on the website too.
We'll let you explore for yourself here. But some ways you can keep in mind with Earth Day. KYSS FM mobile app has more, or KYSSFM.com. You want to check that out? We bring you some Nashville news here with your Music City 60.
Bringing the where, the what, and the who. From Nashville straight to you. It's the Music City 60 on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Country stars Dan and Shay, along with Justin Bieber, are getting sued over copyright infringement for their song 10,000 Hours. According to TMZ, the lawsuit says that Dan and Shay and the Biebs allegedly stole the chorus, verse, and hook from a song called First Time Baby Is a Holiday that was written in 1973 and released in 2014. No comments yet coming from Dan and Shay or Bieber. CMT's 2022 Next Women of Country artist Julia Cole has dropped her latest song, Thank God We Broke Up, after nearly 1.5 million of her TikTok followers went crazy for it. Folks think the words are super funny and super relatable. The TikTok went viral, and now you can find Julia Cole's song wherever you download music. And finally, get ready, Luke Combs fans. Luke has released the title of his upcoming album. It's called Growing Up. It'll be out at the first of this summer, June 24th. Luke's current hit, Doin' This, is expected to be on the album. The 12 tracks will also include a new song, Tomorrow Me, which Luke says is coming out today. I'm Tiama Fulton. Catch you later.
And now, you're in the know with Nashville. Smith & Nelson's Music City 60, 94.9 KYSS FM. what's newsy and noteworthy. And it's now on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is. What's newsy and noteworthy for your morning? And this is a pretty insane story. A woman in her 40s was at a popular hiking spot at a mountain in Washington the other day. Needed to use the bathroom. There's a spot near the top of the mountain with outhouse-style toilets. And unfortunately, she dropped her phone in the toilet. That's not even the worst part. She couldn't just abandon her phone, so she decided to try to reach in and grab it. Ended up falling into the toilet head first.
Wow.
Yeah, once she was in there, couldn't get back out, but she did have her phone again. So she was able to call 911, and she was still inside when firefighters got there. They pulled her out. Obviously, pretty gross at that point. They sprayed her down, gave her a clean white jumpsuit to wear. Encouraged her to go to the hospital because being exposed to human waste and stuff, but she said, I just want to go home.
Think of the firehouse that call came in. You do that. No, I don't want it. You go. Nah.
Yeah, although finally there's somebody who can actually answer yes if somebody said, did you fall in? Yes, somebody actually did.
The answer is finally yes. Oh, that's crazy. All right, story says a Tennessee gas station accidentally was charging drivers 45 cents per gallon instead of $4.57 per gallon.
Oh, wow.
Someone filled up their truck for $5.64.
That's the dream.
And then this person, who became probably the most hated person in town, went into the gas station, showed the owner their receipt, and the owner realized, they put the decimal point in the wrong spot, and then they corrected their error. But a few people got away with a pretty good deal.
Man. So one guy had to ruin it for everybody.
Ruin it for everyone.
2 college students in British Columbia, Vancouver, just launched a new product on Kickstarter, a dog bed for people. They're calling it the Ploofle, and it looks just like a dog bed, but it's bigger. They realized, I guess they had a friend who got a dog bed for their Great Dane. They were like, that's almost big enough for a person to sleep on. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. So you can pre-order one through Kickstarter for $350. They eventually plan to sell them for $500.
Wow.
They were trying to raise $25,000. They've already raised $100,000 for the dog bed for people.
Or you could sleep on other comfortable things in your house, like your mattress.
Like an actual
Or your
bed.
couch.
Yeah.
Or the chair.
Yeah.
There's a traveling nurse that's going viral for her story that she was sharing on TikTok after she found out her husband was cheating on her after she delivered his mistress's baby. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, boy.
She posted this video on TikTok, and it had the caption, "One night while I was working, a woman gave birth to a baby boy immediately after arriving to the hospital. Short while later, the father of the baby finally showed up. It was my husband.
Oh,
I had just
man.
delivered his mistress's baby." This has to be a movie somewhere.
I mean,
there's got to be some sort of...
Does he not know that she works at the hospital?
I guess.
He's her husband.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like maybe he wasn't too in tune to what's going on at home.
I guess not, yeah.
Realizing maybe what was going on with her working shift.
I was kind of hoping she would see the baby and be like, that looks just like my husband. Adrian Grenier from Entourage is joining the celebrity space race, but he's not getting on Jeff Bezos' rocket. He is going up in a balloon. Adrian Grenier has been named the chief Earth advocate for a startup called Worldview, which is developing a balloon that will launch people to a height of about 100,000 feet. It's not technically outer space, but it's far enough to see the curvature of the Earth and the darkness beyond the atmosphere. Trip slated to begin in 2024. They will cost $50,000 for general people, which a slightly cheaper option than trying to get in Jeff Bezos' rocket, at least. You got that going for you.
But that's too high to be going in a balloon. Gonna pass on that one.
That is also fair.
I think I'll save my 50 grand that's in my pocket. Final one says a man in Pennsylvania going viral. Everybody's going viral these days.
Of course.
Because he recently achieved a perfect score while playing the Pac-Man video game. Which you think, oh, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
He's one of only 11 people in the world to have ever scored a perfect game.
To make it to the end of the game, hit all the ghosts, get all the fruits.
Every single thing.
Dot. That's impressive.
One of only 11 people in the world ever scored a perfect game on Pac-Man. Big video game fan. His basement's full of vintage arcade video games, pinball machines. His next goal, he says, set the highest score ever on Galaga.
All right.
We'll see. But man, I can't believe that list is so small. People have done it.
That's pretty incredible.
Impressive. There you go. It's what's newsy and noteworthy for your Friday with KISS.
Smith and Nelson, 94.9 KISS FM.
Unplugged.
94.9 KISS FM. Smith and Nelson on your Friday. You can listen live from your KISS FM mobile app. Also, Smith and Nelson on demand from the app. As we look at weather here for your weekend. Today and tomorrow, mid-50s. A chance of some showers for your Saturday, and we'll wrap it up on Sunday with temps in the low 60s. Weather for the morning brought to us by Taco Time.
That's right. Check out the fish taco filled with crispy white fish, shredded cheddar, cabbage, and salsa fresca with creamy cilantro lime sauce. Available right now at Taco Time on North Reserve.
All right. We've been talking about a lot of events here over the course of the last few weeks as things start to return to normal. We've been almost prefacing every event with, it hasn't happened for the last 2 years,
yes,
but now it's back the way it used to be.
Exactly, and we have another one of those happening tomorrow, actually. I mean, the International Wildlife Film Festival is back in person, happening at the Roxy Theater, which kicks off tomorrow. Going to be showing all kinds of cool nature and wildlife documentaries over the next week. That's from the 23rd through the 30th. But in addition to all the films and stuff that are happening in person for the first time in a couple of years, all the Wildlife Film Festival events are back, and that includes the WildWalk Parade.
I don't think I was in tune with what the WildWalk Parade was.
Oh, really?
Until just seeing this article and reading about it. I don't think I caught on to that happening.
Yeah. Now the WildWalk Parade is a
before.
pretty cool thing. I mean, this is the 30th time they've done this, the 30th annual WildWalk Parade. So it is a long-standing Missoula tradition. It's a staple at the film festival. Basically, it's a parade in which people are encouraged to dress up in their best animal costumes and march through the streets of downtown Missoula.
Someone here at the office sent out a message yesterday saying that they walked in the parade. It was 1993, maybe 94, they were saying. Said they remembered it. They were waving a flag. It had some fish on it.
Ah, yes. Nice.
So yeah, it's
unfortunately, no photographic evidence of this.
So yeah, definitely been around for a while.
Yeah, definitely. So the Wild Walk is happening tomorrow. Kicks off at 10:30 a.m. over at First Interstate Bank in Missoula in the downtown area, and everyone is welcome to dress up, join the pack. But the festivities don't end with the parade, because once the Wild Walk ends, it's going to end at the X's on Higgins. That's where WildFest will take place. So WildFest will just be a continuation of all that kind of fun. It'll include music, performances, food trucks, and that'll be going down over at the X's until 2 o'clock.
It's the name is kind of tied into the festival, but man, what a great name for an event.
WildFest. Absolutely.
This is perfect.
Yeah, so that's going to be happening, the Wild Walk, and then the WildFest right afterwards. That goes until 2, and then the actual screenings for the Wildlife Film Festival kick off right around 2. You can just ease your way from WildFest over to the Roxy and go check out some movies for the film festival.
One thing rolls into the next, and then that rolls into the festival.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy week over there, but going to be a lot of fun for sure.
All right, we've got the links and the details with just everything that's happening.
Yeah.
The film festival, the walk, the WildFest. You want to get in on a little bit of fun tomorrow? We've got the details for you. KISS FM mobile app for more.
Morning on 94.9 KISS FM. Smith and Nelson's Odds and Ends on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is some odds and ends for your morning. Last night's show of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert was canceled after Stephen Colbert tested positive for COVID. He said he's feeling basically fine, grateful to be vaxxed and boosted and all that stuff. He joked about it on Twitter, saying, "This just proves that I will do anything to avoid interviewing Jason Bateman." And the show will be on hiatus for the next week, which had already actually been a previously planned, reruns kind of week. So
that works.
Good timing, I guess, for him to get COVID for sure.
See the story yesterday, Mike Tyson punching a guy on a flight.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big news story yesterday. So they're on the flight, guy's sitting behind him, and it seems like he was kind of pestering Mike Tyson during the flight. Mike agreed for a selfie, did that, but then the guy kind of just kept bugging him.
Yep.
Next thing you know, there's footage of Mike Tyson punching the guy, which they claimed, I guess, the Tyson camp, that the guy wouldn't stop bugging him, ended up throwing a water bottle at him. Who knows?
What?
But they ended up police meeting Tyson and the other guy as they got off the plane. The guy said he didn't want to press charges or anything. He was left kind of with a bloodied head.
Really?
But then a story just came out this morning, one of the TMZ stories, that the Mike Tyson punch victim has an extensive criminal record. They've got details where he's been convicted of fraud, grand theft, burglary, possession of controlled substances, trafficking and stolen property.
Man.
Done a couple stints in jail. Which might be the reason why he was like, no, I don't want to press charges. I'll just go on my merry way. You don't need to know my name or who I am.
Yeah.
But kind of just a wild story yesterday.
You got to imagine, just being sitting there, Mike Tyson, it's Mike Tyson. Why would you want to poke that bear?
It's the last guy. Although I did see kind of some stuff with it yesterday where people were saying maybe that guy and his friend were they had a little bit to drink before getting on the flight, maybe. So, but it was a wild story.
Yeah, definitely. Stranger Things Season 4 will be coming out on May 27th on Netflix. So a lot of people excited about that one. The trailer finally dropped recently. Report in the Wall Street Journal yesterday saying each episode of Season 4 of Stranger Things cost $30 million.
Oof.
$30 million per episode. With 9 episodes, that's a total of $270 million. To put it in perspective, final season of Game of Thrones, $15 million an episode. And they had to make all those dragons.
How about being being able to just have the freedom to spend that much money to work on your piece of art you're creating?
Yeah, for one episode of that piece of art. That's crazy.
You've seen the iced tea challenge?
I have not.
I'm not talking about the drink. I'm talking about iced tea himself.
Okay.
Apparently, iced tea is on he was on Fallon the other night. They were talking about the fact that iced tea is on the back of new Cheerios boxes. Why that tie-in came together, I don't know how that ended up being, but he's on the back of new Cheerios boxes. Fans are taking part in the new iced tea challenge, where you go into grocery stores, turn all the boxes around so that his face is facing the aisle.
Okay.
And they say he deserves to be on the front of the box, not the back.
That is weird that he's on the back of the Cheerios box. If you're going to do a deal with iced tea to be a mascot on your cereal, why not put him on the front?
Yeah.
Very strange. Also, just a side note, saw Ice-T perform last year with his band Body Count. Incredible.
Fantastic.
Just absolutely unbelievable. Aziz Ansari's new movie, Being Mortal, has started shooting. Aziz Ansari is actually directing it. It's his first time directing. But production was suspended indefinitely on Monday because one of the stars, Bill Murray, was accused of inappropriate behavior. There's no word what he did, but Aziz Ansari and other star Seth Rogen had nothing to do with it, reportedly. Production company looking into it. There's no word yet if filming will resume or if Bill Murray will still be part of the movie going forward.
Bill Murray does what Bill Murray wants.
I mean, that has historically been the thing. I don't know. It doesn't. It's weird. Nobody really knows what he did, so not really sure what's going to happen.
All right, a couple of things on this day. This day, 1864, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1864. You know what that one was?
I don't.
That mandates that "In God We Trust" be placed on all coins minted as U.S. currency.
I see.
Earth Day today. This date, 1970, Earth Date observed for the first time. And then this date, 1994, former President Richard Nixon passing away after suffering a stroke a couple days earlier. How about a birthday boy today? Jack Nicholson. 85.
85 years old for Jack Nicholson.
That's pretty
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Odds and ends for your Friday with Smith and Nelson. It's KISS.
This part of Smith and Nelson in the Morning brought to you by Hunter Bay Coffee, Montana's premium gourmet coffee roaster.
Like most
Stories pulled from the KISS FM mobile app. This is what's going on around town on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is. Look at some local stories. All of these you will find with your KISS FM mobile app.
That's right. Like this story about the Zach and getting ready for Missoula Gives. Missoula Gives coming up in just a couple of weeks, the annual day in which people in the community are encouraged to donate what they can to their favorite local nonprofits. And the Zootown Arts Community Center teaming up with Canby Tap House at their location in the old Sawmill District for a fundraiser on May 4th. From 5 to 8, every pint sold at Canby will generate $1 donated directly to the Zach.
So you can sit around, drink beer,
Yep.
and as you're doing it, no other effort involved, you're helping others.
Exactly. You're helping out a great cause just by hanging out and drinking beer at Canby. Plus, Zach's staff will be on hand to take other donations, kind of tell you about other programs they're doing, unveil this year's Missoula Gives Art Challenge, and all that kind of cool stuff. I'm sure there'll be a lot more promotions in the next few weeks announced for Missoula Gives for sure.
Is it just me, or does it not seem like it's been that long since Missoula Gives happened?
It feels like it was just recently,
A couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's kind of a cool event that's coming up. It's the inaugural Pet Run.
All right.
Big Sky Horse Park and Missoula Horse Council, they're presenting the Pet Run coming up on May 7th. And it has nothing to do with horses, believe it or not, after mentioning those two names. Which I never actually heard of the Big Sky Horse Park, but apparently here in Missoula, it says it's maintained and actively preserved by a board of equestrian-focused volunteers. So then you should think, okay, well, that's all horse-related.
Right.
But then it says, all of whom are also dog owners.
Ah, there you go.
And that's why the focus of this event is on kind of you and your dog. So basically what it is, kind of have a couple different kind of trails set up, which they teamed up with Run Wild Missoula to kind of put these courses together. So it's basically you and your dog kind of running the course. It's timed. It's like a competitive thing. There's prizes up for grabs for like best times and stuff.
All right, so it's not just you that has to be like active and exercise and fit for this. Your dog also has to be too.
Yeah, and you get to do the course. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Prizes up for grabs. I have vendors on hand. Just kind of fun stuff going on for the day. And if you want to get more with the pet run, kind of a cool deal. We got some links and some details you'll find with the story on our mobile app.
Yes, we do.
And then final one here. This was kind of a cool one the other day. It was on the news I saw. Basically, St. Ignatius, a family, starting to see bears kind of coming out of hibernation, starting to see the stories, starting to see the spottings. They had 3 grizzly bears basically come within 20 yards of their house.
Jeez.
Which I guess they said they've lived there for about 30 years. And of course, they've seen bears.
Yeah.
But nothing like that close.
Right.
Having 3 grizzly bears come that close to their house. But they've kind of took some video and stuff, and it was featured on the news. We've got that post. You can check out actually the news clip.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be seeing some more sightings of bears around Missoula too at some point. I think it was last year I saw a bear walking downtown Higgins right by my house.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Did you get a picture or no?
I did not. Because it was
morning, right?
It was morning.
Yeah.
It was like 5:30 in the morning. I was coming to the station.
Kind of dark out.
Yeah, I was like leaving my driveway and saw the bear just walking just right down 6th Street. Pretty sure he was using the crosswalk. Looked both ways.
You each nodded.
Yes.
As if to say, I see you.
Yes,
I see
a little
you too.
acknowledgement. Yes. And then it just kept on walking.
All right, there you go. Check out the stories here with what's going on around town. All of those you will find with your KISS FM mobile app.
Smith and Nelson in the morning on 94.9 KISS FM.
94.9 KISS FM with Smith and Nelson. Your next double dollars code word is coming up at 9:20.
Yeah, your chance to win $2,000 today or the $10,000 grand prize.
All right, before we get some Nashville news with our Music City 60, how about some good news for a Friday?
Yeah, some good news stories here. A 94-year-old World War II veteran in New Jersey recently lost his house to a fire along with everything he owned.
Not the good news, right?
Not the good news. That's not where the story ends. But now people in this community have raised over $170,000 to help him out, which, that's incredible. Says it proved to him there are still a lot of good people in the world. So love to hear that. 57-year-old in Scotland was partially paralyzed after a fall 30 years ago. Again, not the good news. Had to have the lower part of both legs amputated in 2008. But he's not letting it hold him back. He just climbed the UK's tallest mountain on his hands and knees.
Oh, my gosh.
Did it to raise money for a charity that helps kids who've lost limbs.
Wow.
Which, amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah. The tallest mountain in the UK. Climbed it on his hands and knees. That's wild. A woman from Illinois had the highest grades in her class when she graduated high school in 1984, but was not named valedictorian because she was black. She was declared a top student instead alongside a white kid. But the school finally reversed that decision 38 years later, made her valedictorian last weekend, and she's now an author and law professor at Yale.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, all worked out. And this is kind of a cool stat. Remember Pokemon Go?
Yeah,
a couple years back,
right.
Pokemon Go was the craze. New study found that Pokemon Go actually really helped people with depression because they kind of make you walk around, force you to exercise, socialize, spend more time outdoors. And as a result, people's depression was didn't go away entirely, but it was helped out a lot by Pokemon Go.
Didn't even realize it, but you're outside getting fresh air and kind of passing your day and your time with something that's bringing you joy.
Exactly,
That makes sense.
Yeah, you're just obsessed with catching that Squirtle, and you're like, oh, man, I feel good all of a sudden. I don't know why.
That's right.
There you go. Some good news stories for your day.
All right, let's do some Nashville news here. Your Music City 60 is on with 94.9 KISS FM.
Bringing the where, the what, and the who from Nashville straight to you. It's the Music City 60 on 94.9 KISS FM.
Country stars Dan and Shay, along with Justin Bieber, are getting sued over copyright infringement for their song 10,000 Hours. According to TMZ, the lawsuit says that Dan and Shay and the Biebs allegedly stole the chorus, verse, and hook from a song called First Time Baby is a Holiday that was written in 1973 and released in 2014. No comments yet coming from Dan and Shay or Bieber. CMT's 2022 Next Women of Country artist Julia Cole has dropped her latest song, Thank God We Broke Up, after nearly 1.5 million of her TikTok followers went crazy for it. Folks think the words are super funny and super relatable. The TikTok went viral, and now you can find Julia Cole's song wherever you download music. And finally, get ready, Luke Combs fans. Luke has released the title of his upcoming album. It's called Growing Up. It'll be out at the first of this summer, June 24th. Luke's current hit, Doin' This, is expected to be on the album. The 12 tracks will also include a new song, Tomorrow Me, which Luke says is coming out today. I'm Tiama Fulton. Catch you later.
And now you're in the know with Nashville. Smith & Nelson's Music City 60, 94.9 KISS FM.
In